Dave Roberts now available. First question from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dave, would you characterize this loss as one of perhaps missed opportunities, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position and leaving 6 on?
Certainly. It's especially, the performance that Dustin gave us tonight. And there were opportunities, a couple innings, bases loaded, to think nobody out and put up 1. Then we didn't get any across. And, those are situations you got to put up a crooked number. But I like the way that, we're taking good at bats, getting on base. But, we still got to get that hit. But Dustin pitched his tail off tonight. And, it's unfortunate we didn't come away with the win.
Yeah, in that 6th inning, he had a couple of walks and then the RBI single to Eric Hosmer. What was it about the May Hosmer at bat that you liked instead of having Caleb face Hosmer? I'm not certain if Caleb was ready yet in the pen.
No, he was ready. It's just more of I just felt that Dustin, the way he's throwing the baseball, he's in the mid-70s right there, and late, 75, 76, something like that. And his stuff was good. He was set 97, 98. He had teeth to all of his pitches, and I love the matchup. So I didn't think that Haas got good swings on him earlier. And I like the matchup. Got 0-2 and left a cutter up and got a base hit. And, unfortunately, that was the difference in the game.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Next question from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, has Dustin shown enough here, especially in these last 2 starts, that, when you guys are fully healthy, he belongs in the rotation?
Dustin's doing nothing to but, show his value to our ball club. He's still establishing himself as a big league pitcher and understanding how to navigate lineups. But obviously, there's 3 starts, and he's been very good for us. So, when that time comes, we'll continue to discuss it, but Dustin is certainly doing everything he can.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
And Dave, your lineup has hit 189 over the last week and seem to only score on home runs. These things disturb you, or is this just the kind of the league-wide trend that we're seeing?
I really haven't kept in touch with teams, outside of us or teams we've played. But, yeah, we're homering. I think that overall runs per game, I think that we're one of the leaders in baseball, National League specifically. But, yeah, when you get opportunities that you need a ground ball or a fly ball, we got to cash in. Tonight, I think that Eddie had a really good at-bat. We got doubled off, but that could easily been 3 runs right there. So it's baseball, but I still like, the intent behind what we're doing.
Thanks.
Yep.
Got a question from Kyrie Jones. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad. How you doing, Dave? This is Kyrie Jones. You said you like the intent behind what you're doing. Can you speak on, just the growing pains that you all have? You all said as part of like the challenging part of the season.
The growing pains as far as what?
Just, still finding yourself throughout the season, or this early on in the season.
Well, it's still young in the season, but I still think we're winning certainly more than we're losing. We're still adjusting to life, this different new normal. But our guys are playing good baseball. We're pitching, we're playing good defense. Chris Taylor made a heck of a play tonight. Tonight we just got beat, but we still have a chance to win the series.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, guys.
Dustin May now available. First question's from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dustin, overall, what do you take away from this outing tonight?
For me personally, I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, I was commanding the breaking ball pretty well when I wanted to. I mean, throughout, I thought I threw pretty well. Just they hit the mistakes that I threw. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good outing overall, but they just hit the mistakes when I threw them.
What about that at bat to Hosmer there that drove in the go-ahead run? What were you attempting to do there?
I was trying to go in again, kind of like the earlier pitches in the AB, trying to get a swing over on the cutter, but kind of left it more middle, and he got his hands extended to it and punched it over the infield.
In Tatis's second at bat, it looked like you used that slurve a little bit more. It looked like it was 88 miles an hour. How difficult has it been to work on that off-speed stuff as far as your curveball and changeup and kind of transition that into a game situation?
I mean, it hasn't been too bad. I mean, in the earlier outings, I mean, I was getting ahead with the fastball cutter with Barnes, and I mean, we were just rolling with that, and stuff was working. But tonight, I had faced these guys. I mean, 5-6 days ago, so we were like, we got to mix in more a little off speed. So I felt like me and Will worked pretty well with keeping it mixing.
Yeah, you keep going deep into the ball game. You give 6 solid innings tonight, but it looked like you were having a conversation with yourself on that top step there of the dugout. What were you telling yourself after this outing?
I mean, I was just telling myself for the Hosmer AB, I was just telling myself that I needed to get it in, and then if I wouldn't have walked the 2 guys, then it might have been a different outcome. I mean, I got to get ahead with those guys. I can't fall behind the same way to both of them and walk them, get them on base easily. I mean, I gotta attack and get ahead and stay in the zone.
Okay, thanks, Dustin.
Next question's from Ron Kavner. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dustin, you kind of touched on it, but how hard is it to have to face the same hitters 6 days after you just faced them?
I mean, they have a feel for you. You have a feel for them. I mean, they kind of, I'm assuming, knew my game plan going in, and it was just get ahead early so you could kind of see the swings early on my heater, just trying to put it in play. I mean, they put it in play better today than they did the last outing, but I mean, I thought I faced them pretty well for the second time in 5 days or 6 days, whatever it was. I thought that the game plan was switched up enough to where they kept them off balance just enough.
Thank you.
Next question's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dustin, now that you're sort of 4 innings into like a regular routine at the major league level, 4 starts, not 4 innings. What have you learned in sort of these first 4 starts that maybe you didn't know before?
I mean, it's not really that I've learned. It's just kind of getting to more into the like routine wise of knowing that I'm going to get another start and just expecting the ball and knowing whenever I get the ball that I'm going to go out and do my thing and get ahead of guys and get outs quick. I mean, that's been my job. But I mean, it's just overall comfortability of being able to have that ball every 5 days has been really, really good.
Just knowing that, that gives you a sense of, you mentioned comfort. It just allow you to sort of maybe hit your potential, maybe allow yourself to be who you are more often, knowing that you're going to pitch every 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, it takes some of the stress off. I mean, trying to press and like get outs. I mean, I can just go out and compete and do my thing. I mean, I have a lot of energy on the mound, and I feel like whenever I can let that flow is when I'm at my best.
Thank you.
Got a question from Allison Footer. Go ahead, Allison.
Hi, Dustin. I noticed that two-seamer in on the hands of Machado in the first inning. It looked a lot like the one you threw in last week that had everybody kind of talking. Were you thinking about that when he threw that pitch? What was going through your mind?
I mean, it kind of the same idea as last week. I just getting under the hands and getting inside on him was kind of very important kind of thought. And I mean, I wasn't trying to go that far in again, but I mean, it ran off and he swung at it. So, I mean, it was well executed pitch. And I mean, that was kind of the game plan, is just to stay in, and it worked.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dustin. Thanks, everybody.